guys, this is Patina with Atomic Nuclei Tin Jewelry, and today I'm going to show you how I make one of the wrap bracelet findings that I alter. So we're going to work with this piece of tin, and you can see I've done several cutouts of it already, but these were two ladies that were right here in this portion of the tin. Move my hand so you can see. And I used a movers and shapers die cut from Sizzix, and I just placed it over where I wanted to cut the tin, and then I put it on the magnetic block that enables you to just easily pass it through your big kick machine. Okay, so that's what I've done there, and then I've gone ahead and used a die cut and hammered out a hole. So I cut a hole out, and this is where the bracelet will have a toggle clasp come through, and then on this side we will place another hole that will be joined by a copper jump ring, and then the leather will attach to this side. So I'm just going to eyeball this one and poke the hole here. Let me see how. There we go. With the regular, just a hole punch here. And I'm going to smash that back down. Yeah, make sure it's smooth. Okay, so we have what is going to be the first part of our bracelet. So we want to utilize the colors here, but not the print, because nobody wants headless women on their bracelet. So I have gone ahead and sanded the edges real smooth with this 400 grit sandpaper, and it doesn't come in strips like this, it comes in larger strips. I just cut it into smaller strips, but you can get 400 grit sandpaper at like Myers, where I get mine, in the automotive section. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to find out what pattern. We're going to emboss a pattern on here, and then we're going to relief some of the paint away for the pattern, and then we're going to use some Vintaj Patina paints that are made to adhere to metal. We're going to use those to put a wash over this piece to kind of blend it and just kind of let the colors show. So this is a mandala. Embossing folder. It's got a mandala design on here, and it is from Spellbinders. So I'm gonna line this up and see. Let me see if you can see that. Can you see the print on here? Let me see if you can see that mandala print that's on here. So we're going to utilize this portion right here. And do you see this half moon that's like right here? I want that to line up with where the copper jump ring is going to go. Okay, so then we're going to line it up there and press it down, and it looks pretty good. I'm going to switch out my bottom thing here, and we'll roll this through, and it'll emboss that design on there. Roll it a couple times just to make sure that it's a pretty deep. I want it to get a real nice impression. So we can turn it over, and we got a really nice impression. So we'll set this aside, and then So you can see this, and now we're going to relief away part of it. I'll use some sandpaper here. Put my gloves back on. All right, here we go. I think I'm using sandpaper that's pretty much been used. I might have to grab another piece here. And I wear these thick gloves because when you're working with metal, it's real thin and it can really booger you up and cut you pretty bad. So I try to have these gloves on when I'm working with it, and then with the sanding, the motion on it can really make your fingertips sore. Okay. There we go. I'm getting that off of there. Whenever you're satisfied with how much you have taken off, let's see if we can see that at all. Yeah, so you can start to see that we have taken some of that paint off, and we can see the design there of that mandala. Okay, so we want to kind of give it a quick wash, and I'm just going to use one of these wet wipes. Okay, just going to clean it up a bit. See, there's a lot of stuff that comes off when you, because we want that paint to adhere where we put it, that wash that we're going to use. Okay, so we want to be sure that all the grime is off of it. Let me see here. Put this up a little bit so you can maybe see a little bit better about how we can see that. Do you see that? You can see that design there? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, put this on our piece of paper towel here and set that aside. We'll need that some more. Okay, there's a couple things we're going to do. First, this is a Vintaj metal sealer and patina extender. Okay, because so these can be kind of thick when you put them on, and we want it as a wash. Okay, so we're going to put about 3 drops of this. Sometimes it clogs. So we're going to put about 3 drops of this in our bowl here. This stuff does not want to come out. Oh, there's 2, 3. Okay, we got about 4. That's okay. And then on this piece, it's got these cool colors here, and I kind of want to use a silver Gilders Paste in a minute. So I think I'm going to use the gold. And if we don't like it, we can see what the silver does to it. So we want to shake these up until you hear that ball. Okay, and then again, probably have to clear the tip. And just put like 2 drops. Okay, so we got 4 drops of this stuff and like 2 drops of that, because we just want it kind of thin. Mix that up in there real good. Okay, and it doesn't take very much, and it dries pretty quick. So now we're just going to wash this over this. Just wash it over. Okay, and get it all. And I'm not, you see, I'm not being, you know, it's not like I'm painting. I'm just trying to get that wash on there. Okay, now it's covered. I'll set this aside. Now I want to press some of this off while it's still wet. So I just slip it underneath there and press it down. And you see how it's kind of giving it a wash, and you don't see those bodies all of a sudden. You know, it's not just dresses. You can see the colors are starting to blend. Okay, so I think I want to make it just a little bit more. Maybe I'll stick one drop of silver in there. Lighten up that gold just a minute. Maybe put another drop of extender in there. Yeah. We'll do it one more time. Put one more coat on here. Get all that kind of blending together. And then just sit it underneath there one more time. Rub your finger, burnish that in there real good. And pull it off. And you're left with, you can't hardly see. You see that? Can't hardly tell now. Now we've got a wash over it so you can just kind of tell colors. And that's what we want, okay? All right, so we're gonna be back to let this dry. It dries pretty quick. We're gonna let it dry just a sec. And then we want to come back and we want to relief those areas again, because now we've got paint on them. And so we want to relief those areas. So just real light with your sandpaper again, come back and take that paint back off in those areas. Don't press real hard. We don't want to take all the metal paint we just stuck on there. Just real light. Take off that paint. Okay, now I'm going to take a different wet wipe on this one. This is just kind of a water wipe here. And we'll kind of wash that away. Because what we want to do now, let's see, got some of that. Okay, so what we want to do now is use some Gilders Paste. Okay, this is Gilders Paste wax. We'll apply it with our fingers. There's tons of colors out there, but I believe I'm gonna use these three. So there's a patina and a black and a silver and a gold, a rich gold. And we can use these on the top. And we're gonna use it so we highlight this design that we embossed on the metal. Okay, that's our purpose. We want to highlight that as much as possible. So I'm gonna get my finger in here. Now, you gotta have a real light touch and kind of go over where the design is happening. This is relaxing for me to sit and just create and to see how I can alter something and make it look totally different. That's one reason why I was drawn to tin so much, is because you're taking one thing and altering it into something that's way different. Okay, so you see how we're getting this started here? We've got a black layer there. Okay, now we want to come in and highlight some areas in different colors. That's going to give this piece dimension, which y'all think is cool. Okay, so let's put the black aside, and then we'll come in here with a little bit of this patina color, and that's going to lighten some areas. Okay, now we probably don't want to lighten all areas, but we're going to lighten some. Okay, we might come and lighten right here. See that? Come and maybe lighten over here, there, lighten up here. Okay, see how it's kind of getting light in some areas? Make sure that gets in focus, okay? All right, not doing too bad here. All right, now, that's gonna lighten some areas. Now, the last thing we wanna do, I think I'm going to come in with this silver and just do some real light highlights to pull out some shiny bits. Okay, we're going to shine some of this up with this silver. Okay, all right. So let me dry my hands off and get a little bit of this Gilders Paste on there. I don't have very much, but I just want to come through highlight some of this other. Okay. Okay. And then if you look at it and you're like, I'm not quite for sure about that, which I think it's pretty good. I think this one has really blended those initial ladies' dresses pretty well, but I might come back, because you can come back with some black and re-go over if you got a little place that was too light and you're like, I think that's too light. You can come back with a little bit of black, and you can just layer it until you're happy with what you got. And I think I'm pretty happy here with what I got. All right. So I want a worn look around the edge, okay? So I want kind of I'm gonna call it a black border. So I'm gonna take my black here and I'm gonna smush it in and give it like, I don't know, maybe in a picture like a vignette. Okay? I'm gonna go all the way around the edge and kind of put that black on there. Give it that vignette look. Make it look a little older. Go around the inside of the circle here. Get a little bit in there. Okay. All right. I think we're good. Let's see. Can you see that? All right. We're good. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry, and then and you really, for Gilders Paste, you need to let it dry for about 30 minutes or so, and then we will buff it, and that'll make it shine. And we just buff it with just a soft cloth. Okay, it doesn't have to be any fancy buffing tool. It's just a soft cloth, and it'll bring that Gilders Paste to a high shine. Okay, and then we'll spray it with a protective spray. Let's see here. I spray it with this is what I spray it with. It's a clear gloss, and it's, for metals. So I'll spray it, the front and the back. And then I will take some copper. Here's a little piece. So I'll take some copper and I will bend it to make a, here's another piece, bend it to make a jump ring and a toggle clasp, and then I will attach a long piece of suede, and I think I'll use black suede on this once this is done. So it'll be a black suede wrap bracelet, okay? Hope you enjoyed this, and it gives you a little insight into my method of madness when it comes to taking a tin and putting my creativity to use. I sell these on my website, Atomica Nuclei. They are $15 a piece, and if you need it shipped, it's an extra $4. If you like this video, just give me a like, and maybe I'll make another one sometime. Have a good day.